afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our London studio. I'm Chris Taylor. Defense Minister Khawaja Asif says the government has begun the formal process to appoint Pakistan's first Chief of Defense Forces under the 27th Constitutional Amendment. The new post replaces the former Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee. Although the constitutional deadline passed on November 29th, no notification has yet been issued. Asif maintains the delay is purely procedural and confirmed that the notification will be released once the Prime Minister returns. The government is also signaling a major constitutional move in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where Minister of State for Law and Justice Barrister Aqil Malik says Islamabad is seriously considering imposing governor's rule. Malik criticized the provincial administration, accusing it of failing to coordinate with the center despite growing security and governance challenges. While the decision is not yet final, the constitution allows the president, on the Prime Minister's advice, to impose governor's rule initially for 2 months, with the possibility of further extension. These comments come as tensions between the center and the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa government escalate. PTI, represented by Chief Minister Sohail Afridi, insists it will remain peaceful despite what it calls efforts to provoke confrontation. Afridi alleges that the party is being deliberately cornered, claiming protesters have been fired upon and that Imran Khan remains in isolation, with even the KP chief minister denied access. He announced a series of weekly PTI-led protests outside the Islamabad High Court and Adiala jail, aimed at sustaining pressure while avoiding violence. For more on the situation in Islamabad, we're joined by our correspondent Sarah William, live in the capital. Sarah, what's the atmosphere there?
Chris, the political environment here remains tense but controlled, with security around both the Islamabad High Court and Adiala jail recently strengthened in anticipation of the announced PTI demonstrations. Government officials tell us they are monitoring all protest activity closely to avoid any escalation. PTI supporters, however, maintain that their gatherings will remain peaceful and accuse authorities of creating unnecessary restrictions. Analysts in Islamabad say the next few weeks will be critical in determining whether the standoff deepens or shifts toward negotiation. For now, the city is bracing for a cycle of recurring demonstrations.
Thank you, Sarah. In Balochistan, security forces have foiled what authorities describe as coordinated terror attacks on Frontier Corps facilities in both Nokundi and Panjgur. Multiple terrorists, including a suicide bomber, were killed in swift response operations. The Balochistan Liberation Army has claimed responsibility for the assaults, which targeted an FC headquarters and a checkpost. Officials confirm the situation is now under control, with clearance operations still underway, and no FC casualties reported so far. Meanwhile, train services connecting Quetta, Karachi, and Peshawar have fully resumed after authorities repaired a damaged track hit by a recent explosion. Rail workers restored the section within 3 hours, allowing all scheduled trains to depart on time. Pakistan Railways has since strengthened security along key routes, increasing railway police deployment and testing new jammer systems to protect against future sabotage attempts. In economic news, Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb says he expects a positive outcome from the upcoming National Finance Commission discussions. He emphasized the need for both the Federation and provinces to raise additional revenue to ensure sustainable growth. Aurangzeb warned that Pakistan must move away from consumption-driven cycles and pivot toward export-led development, supported by reforms such as the removal of the export development surcharge. He also pointed to broader structural changes in taxation, public spending, and financial management aimed at securing long-term fiscal stability. And finally, a rare tropical storm forming in the Malacca Strait has unleashed widespread devastation across Southeast Asia. Torrential rains, severe flooding, and landslides have pushed the death toll above 600, with Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia suffering the heaviest losses. Around 4 million people have been affected, and rescue operations continue despite damaged infrastructure and blocked access routes. Authorities warn that recovery efforts may take weeks as more remote regions remain cut off. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.